Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Ashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttama shlokir bhaktir bhavatir naishtikir. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamritamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhukya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Very dear devotees, thank you so much for joining today. I offer all my respectful obeisances unto all of the devotees present here today, and especially to Himeshwar Prabhuji for engaging me in this service of exploring Srimad Bhagavad Gita with all of you today. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 34. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathishyasyanti te vyayam sambhavityasya chakirtir maranat atirichyate. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te vyayam sambhavitasya chakirtir maranat atirichyate. Akirtim, infamy, cha, also, api, over and above, bhutani, all people, katayishyanti, will speak, they, of you, of vyayam, forever, sambhavityasya, for a respectable man, cha, also, akirti, ill fame, maranat, then death, atirichyate, becomes more. Translation: people will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Both as friend and philosopher to Arjuna, Lord Krishna now gives his final judgment regarding Arjuna's refusal to fight. The Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave the battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. And if you think that people may call you bad names, but that you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you do better to die in the battle. For a respectable man like you, ill fame is worse than death. So you should not flee for the fear of your life. Better to die in the battle. That will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in society. So, the final judgment of the Lord was for Arjuna to die in the battle and not withdraw. So, this verse, we are seeing that the Lord is speaking very strongly, encouraging to Arjuna. He is shifting from consoling Arjuna to now speaking very strongly, very confrontingly, and with a lot of strong words. So, a question may appear: why is Lord Krishna speaking so strongly to Arjuna about encouraging him to fight? So we can explore the audience of Arjuna by exploring the Kshatriya spirit. So the Kshatriyas, they are the ruling class. So they represent whatever society they are asked to represent. They are the kings, the rulers, and the soldiers. So for them, respect and reputation is of utmost importance. And we see this play out in the beautiful pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, he was such a young boy, only 5 years old. Yet, when Mother Suruchi pointed one finger at him and told him, "You are not allowed to sit on the lap of your father if you don't come from my womb," simply those words struck him in his heart so strongly that he left the forest. He left for the forest and he did not come back. It wasn't like after one day of meditation he came back. No, he stayed there for months and months meditating on Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna in his heart. So we can understand the strength of the Kshatriya character and the importance that is given to respect and reputation. And this is not in any bad sense. It's because the Kshatriyas are representing such a big nation, or their villages, or because they are the ruling class. It is natural for them to take on the reputation because they represent the people that they rule. Just like the president of America, he's the face for America. So similarly, the Kshatriyas, they place a lot of importance on reputation. So we see that Lord Krishna, he is the perfect persuader. I have heard this before, that if you want to learn how to market, you should read the Bhagavad Gita. Because the Lord Krishna used every tactic possible. We were also discussing in our Sunday school how in chapter 10, Lord Krishna is building up his ethos. It was actually Ashna Devi who brought this up, that Lord Krishna, he's building up his credibility by saying all these things about himself. So Lord Krishna is using different tactics, and one of these tactics is to tickle Arjuna's Kshatriya spirit. It is explained in Narad Muni when he meets Dhruva. He's so astounded. This 5-year-old boy, he's leaving for the forest just to prove his stepmother wrong. He says, "How wonderful are the powerful Kshatriyas. They cannot tolerate even a slight infringement upon their prestige." Just imagine, this boy is only a small child, yet harsh words from his stepmother proved unbearable to him. So here we're getting a glimpse of the power of the Kshatriya character, and we see a parallel between Arjuna and Dhruva, and how Krishna, being a good friend, he's trying to encourage Arjuna in different ways. So Arjuna and Krishna have a very intimate relationship. In the Pathways of Perfection series that has been being held by the Bhakti Center, Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj was speaking from the Nectar of Devotion, how the specific category of Sakha, or friend, that Arjuna is to Krishna is Puravayas, the town friends. So there are the Vraja Sakhas, there are the Puravaya Sakhas. These include Sudama, Draupadi, the Pandavas. So his town friends. So we can understand the intimacy of the relationship between Lord Krishna and Arjuna. So Krishna knows Arjuna's heart because of this intimacy. Because he is his friend, he knows that Arjuna, because he is a good devotee, he's filled with all beautiful qualities. He's filled with so many forgiving qualities of compassion that are found in devotee. But Krishna also makes the point. Look, Arjuna, I know how wonderful of a person you are. I know that because you're a devotee, you have no desire for kingdom or any prestige or fame or reputation or wealth. You only care about me. But, Arjuna, you are a Kshatriya, and other people, they don't know your intentions. They don't know how wonderful of a devotee you are. They don't know that Arjuna is a great devotee. They know you as Dhananjaya. They know you as the king of all kings. So when they hear that you stepped away from battlefield, that you ran away from battle, they will think it was out of fear, not out of compassion. So here again, Krishna is being the voice of reason. Sometimes we need friends like this to push us back to ground, to tell us, I know you're such a wonderful person, that your intentions are always noble. Actually, most people do not see your intentions. They only see your actions. There's a beautiful proverb. The smallest of actions is always better than the noblest of intentions. So here we see some pictures of people gossiping. Gossip, it spreads like wildfire. And in our Krishna consciousness, we're always told to avoid gossip because prajalpa, it is very harmful for our Krishna consciousness. So we see that people have a natural desire to hear gossip. It's within all of us. We all have a natural desire to hear gossip. And when we fan this flame, it can grow more and more. So here, Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, Avyayam, your ill fame will go on forever. So I know you are such a wonderful devotee, but you must understand, people will think that you are a coward. People will think that you ran away out of fear. So here, Krishna is acknowledging that Arjuna has a good heart, but that he also has a reputation to keep up. So, a question may arise in someone's mind. Well, dishonor and infamy, these are things that we as devotees are supposed to rise above. Previously, we spoke about how Sitoshna Sukha Dukkhada, Matra Sparshastu Kondeya Sitoshna Sukha Dukkhada. One must rise above the platform of happiness and distress. One must rise above the platform of dishonor and honor. And Krishna even says in the Bhagavad Gita, we will read soon, one who is equal to friends and enemies, one who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, one who is always freed from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very dear to me. So hearing this statement from the same Lord Krishna, and hearing the same statement here from Lord Krishna, advising Arjuna to follow honor and avoid dishonor, it can seem a little contradicting. At least it did for me when I first read it. But when we read the purport, we find Srila Prabhupada, he's going into what the Lord is actually saying. So we can see how Prabhupada, he's going into what the Lord Krishna is saying with the quotes. The Lord says, that will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in society. So that is a very powerful statement. So here, Prabhupada is showing us that when it comes to spiritual life, when it comes to our relationship with Krishna, we are not supposed to misuse our relationship with Krishna. Arjuna is so lucky. Govindam Adi Purusham Lakshavriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam. So many thousands of Lakshmi, so many thousands of Surabhi cows are there just waiting for his order in Vaikuntha and Goloka. He has come down to be the charioteer of Arjuna. That is the position of Arjuna. That is the position of Lord Krishna. He has taken on this position as the charioteer of his friend because he loves him so much. So it is up to us. It is up to Arjuna. It is up to us not to misuse that friendship, not to look beyond that friendship, not to look over the kindness of Krishna. So when we talk about honor and dishonor, fame and infamy, when we talk about it in relationship with our Krishna consciousness, in our relationship with Krishna, we realize that actually we have a reputation to hold when we, as devotees, that I have a reputation to hold as a devotee of Krishna. So on this auspicious time of Srila Prabhupada Dhirobhav, yesterday was Srila Prabhupada's disappearance day, we were meditating on the immense gratitude that we feel towards Prabhupada for giving us the gift of Krishna consciousness. And this verse, it made me think about this saying that you can tell the type of tree from the fruit you get out of it. So similarly, I can aspire to be a good devotee. I can aspire to be an honorable devotee and disciple of Srila Prabhupada because that is my obligation to him for the gift of Krishna consciousness. So we can learn. So I can learn from this verse that I have a reputation to be honorable to the instructions of Guru, to the instructions of Krishna. Just like Arjuna, he has a responsibility towards his friendship with Krishna. And I was just remembering how a month ago, Govindanandani Mataji, in her class, she explained how we have an infallible promise to Krishna, the infallible Krishna. So Krishna is known as Achyuta. He is infallible. But we as his devotees, we are a little fallible. But we can aspire to be infallible in our promise to the infallible by keeping our honor, by following his rules, by reading, and by staying faithful. So with these thoughts, I think I would like to